Hello, my loyal listeners. This is your Evil Black Bunny speaking, coming to you with another installment of Pasta Bites. As per tradition, the Halloween special is followed by a Pasta Bites. And with Pasta Bites comes announcements. First off, I've noticed that my average views per video is cut by about half. This isn't anyone's fault. I personally blame YouTube's new searching bullshit system, but I'm hoping to recover that viewership that I have lost. Shouldn't be hard. You guys seem to like me. These things happen. Secondly, schedule changes. I'm going to put real-life creepy encounters on hold for a while. Honestly, I started reading them because I thought they would grow my viewership, but well, that didn't go as planned. I don't dislike them, but after a while, they all run together. And that can get a little boring, don't you think? So, while real-life creepy encounters is not off the schedule completely, I'm going to be changing things up a little. After all, you didn't think that I forgot about Let's Plays. Or did you? Oh well, you'll figure it out in a few weeks. So, with that out of the way, sit back, relax, turn off the lights, and ignore the biting at your ankles. They just want to play. If I let my eyes slip shut, it's over. I can't let it end. I've been at this for eons, really. But the blue ball beneath me is wearing me down. The hate, the war, the violence, the cruelty. These creatures, I love them dearly, despite their faults. I made them, therefore I made their faults, too. How could I not love my children? That's why I stay awake, all the time, even when it kills me. If I close my eyes, if I look away, if I sleep. Well, last time that happened, I had to start from scratch. Every time, I have to start over from scratch, recreating my little ones over and over. If I blink once, they blink out for good. Best toy on the market, Super Boots. They gave anyone under 100 pounds the ability to fly without issue. Save for one issue, I mean. If the boots weren't fully charged when put into effect, they could crap out at any time during flight. A charge took 10 hours, they could fly for 2. Within the last 30 minutes of flight time left, there was a warning beep issued to tell children to get to the ground. The problem was that children often ignored the warning beeps, because they could fly like Superman. But Superman doesn't splatter on the pavement when he falls out of the sky. Lawsuits are a bitch, by the way. She knew he was hiding something. But what it was lost on her. Maybe a tattoo, by the way he limped? Or a sprained ankle, more likely. But how and why? Had he gotten into a fight and not told her? Fallen on the stairs? Seeing him hunched in his favorite chair, head in his hands, she had to ask. It was eating him up inside, whatever it was. Her hand on his shoulder was met with his swift bite onto her wrist. Teeth sharp and eyes glowing in the dark from hunger. She screamed, he thrashed, as she lay bleeding at his starved mercy. She really wished that it had been a sprained ankle after all. Each suitcase before the officers held a body part. Each body part, a clue to the monster that did it. It wasn't going to be an easy task, but they had to be the ones to do it. Newbies did the grunt work. The two officers realized that this was a much worse job than they had thought. One case had the arm of a black woman, but the next case held the foot from a white man. As more suitcases were opened, the two fully understood just how huge this problem was, and that the hundreds of suitcases before them were suddenly all the more horrific. I drove to work, same as always, did my required tasks, talked to customers, threw out the expired food and damaged items. About 2 a.m., I go to take my break after my coworker comes in. Now, I'm trembling in the office, scared, watching the security monitors with homemade pasta salad nearby, after I've blocked off the office door. My coworker is calling me to deal with a man holding a gun to his face at the register. I announce over the intercom that I've called the police, and he's on his own. I'm so confused about what people want from me. I'm one of the best chefs in this city, and it's never enough for some people. Critics and fellow chefs alike are always saying, "Put part of yourself into the dish," or "Put yourself on the plate." I've been working up to doing so for months, trying to get the nerve to do it. Well, tonight I've finally done it, and I'm gonna serve my best friends the best meal of their lives. I gave them what they wanted. I just don't understand why they're screaming. Blood paints the walls. You would think at least 7 pigs had been slaughtered, but no. Just one. One pig. A pig of a man. Well, I say man, not much of a man anymore if you catch my drift. Who knew people bled so much? I mean, I didn't. Neither did she. His friend. I watch as the blood slowly drips down my face. I can almost taste it. I watch the blade as it falls towards the skin. Screams fill the air. Blood splatters up against my mouth. The room is spinning. Before I close my eyes, I can see her holding up my leg. Please, please, I beg you. I shake my head, tears streaming down my face. Please work, please. Wiping my eyes, I look up. All hope is gone, and you can tell. What if they've been looking for me? How am I supposed to tell them? Please. He looked at me, a sadistic smile on his face. I'm afraid it won't be running again until Tuesday. That was that. The Wi-Fi was down. The moment I hit puberty, something bugged me. As other kids my age grew some little pubes on their chins and legs, I got some really tough, really thick hairs on my back. From the middle of my shoulder blades down to the spine. I told my parents about it, but they brushed it off with Mom saying, "I got the same thing at your age. You're just metamorphosizing is all." Metamorphosizing was suddenly right. The moment I heard that shit, my back felt like it was tearing. When, like a closing bear trap, these bug-like legs ground out and curled from my back to my front. They were connected to my fucking sternum. Then Dad said, "I think it's time you knew, Honeybug. We're insectoids." I guess it was easy for them, making me believe I was human, because they had already fooled the rest of humanity centuries ago. Is it really possible to commit a crime when you're more of an animal there's something so wrong and right about my curse, in fact. This inspires me to make a little poem. Even if I'm caught red-handed, I'm not breaking any laws, for it's not hands that are red, it's paws. Animals don't get arrested, regardless who or what's dying in their jaws. The fact that they're not human is their get-out clause. If I ever get suspected, and by that I mean I even have some serial killer patterns. Full moon, hello, use your head, detectives, not that hard. And get questioned, I could tell the truth that it wasn't me. The wolf side did it. I can't be held accountable for what I didn't do. Give them my puppy dog eyes, get some psychiatry, and freedom. I'm untouchable now. This curse is a blessing. Alright. I think that's enough for one night. Don't forget, my loyal listeners, if you want one of your little pasta bites featured on an installment of, well, pasta bites, you can submit it here on the comments of this YouTube video, or through my Tumblr. You can find a link in the description. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and please, try to remember, they just want to play.